All right, we live in a world where we can get practically whatever we need at the touch of a button, really.
It's scary.
But the constant feeling of needing to stay connected can also be overwhelming.
Yeah, so how do you stay up to speed while keeping your sanity at the same time? Well, the notifications ever stop rolling in? Sometimes I feel like they don't.
I know.
They never do. But joining us today with some really good tips on unplugging from the pressure is resiliency coach Dr. Debbie Gilboa. How stressed are we right now, Dr. G?
Oh, wow, right?
What a question to start
That
with.
feels like the beginning of an hour-long segment. Okay. About technology in particular, there was a recent study that said that 79% of adults say that the tech in their life adds to the stress. It was meant to make our lives better, right? All tools are supposed to be to make our lives better. So it is possible to be tech resilient, but a lot of people are just feeling tech overwhelmed instead.
Well, you feel this responsibility, like if someone sends you a message, to respond right away, or they might think something, and instead you need to, like, I like what you say, take agency over this.
So what we can do a few things. First of all, notice how your tech makes you feel, because you might not realize that that's something that's a friction point or a struggle. And also that sometimes your tech makes you feel great. I mean, not when Ron tells us about snow in October, but in general.
Poor Ron's getting beat up today.
Just teasing. But often we pick up our phone because we wanted to send a really nice message to someone, or because we got something that we were excited to respond to, or gave us good information, or it distracted us for a second from a wait in line or whatever. That's great. But if you notice how it's making you feel, then when it's irritating you, can be like, wait, what was it? One of the things that we can do after we notice how it's making us feel is there is a lot of personalization possible now. So you can change the notifications that you get. You can say, I do want to be notified about this, but not about that. You can say, oh, I want this stuff. I have a different ringtone for all of my kids' texts and phone calls than everybody else. Because then if it's not that tone, I can be like, whatever it is, it
can wait.
It can wait a minute.
I like that. You know, I never had my notifications turned on for anything. For email, only text messages, not for email, TikTok, Instagram. I never do.
And it's really smart.
Well, I think that is smart.
I know,
really
because
smart.
when it's constantly coming in,
because then you check it instead of
Right.
it checking everything you're doing.
Exactly.
So the third thing that I would say is to really make sure that your technology is helping you with your priorities as opposed to imposing itself on your priorities.
Yeah.
You actually have more choice than you think you do.
Well, and in a relationship, when someone else picks up the phone, or when you're guilty of picking up the phone, like, that adds another layer of stress. Like, we need to be able to avoid that and have time for the person that's there.
My parents, and this goes back a long time, right? We were sitting at dinner and I remember this distinctly. The phone rang and they didn't answer it. And I was like, I was like 13 or 14. I was like, but the phone. And they're like, so what? And I'm like, but the phone. And so that tension used to just really be in younger teenagers, and now it's in everybody. And so it's great to have clear communication to say, hey, how I want to navigate this is I'm going to prioritize this right now because this is what matches my priorities. Or say to your partner, hey, there's this thing I'm really worried about or that I want to know about, so if it's okay with you, I'm going to check it.
Yeah,
Let them know what
that.
you're doing.
And I love what you said about if somebody texts you, you don't have to answer right away. I always feel like
Feels
I have
like you
to.
do.
And
It feels
I
like
do.
they know that you're there.
Yeah.
And
I
you have
gotta
to make
get
up
my
a story in
receipts off.
your head. Like, well, I could be in the bathroom, right? They don't know.
Or taking a nap.
Yeah.
No.
And in this way, actually, we can learn a lot from teens and college students. They really are better at using their technology rather than letting it use them.
Very interesting,
I
Doctor.
know. Well,
this
great
is such a good
tips.
topic.
I
Yeah.
know. And great to see you, Dr.
It's nice
G.
to see you too.
Dr. Debbie Gilboa is a regular contributor, and you can catch her here all the time. She's here about once a month on Pittsburgh Today Live.
All right, now let's take a sneak peek right now at the transformation that's been going on. Yes, we want to take a look at how Lacey, our intern, is doing. What? I think she looks fabulous. It doesn't really look like Lacey. All right, hey, we're going to actually give the reveal coming up after the break, or in a little bit.